Hey everybody, I'm really excited to tell you that tonight's episode of Within the Paragon has not aired because of one reason, and that's my new show, Beers and Beards, has started production. So I'm really excited to get it underway, and I've got a raw, unedited version to show you right now. So please enjoy. Yeah, you got a light Pilsner up there, Carla? Yeah. What is this?
Piping Clover Pilsner.
This is a Pilsner.
Are you gonna get a dark beer or what?
I'm gonna do probably the flights, which is all like 4 different beers. Is that something you like? You like that? All right, we have it. All right, he's gonna have that. I'm gonna get that for him. I'm getting him that Piping Clover. And then, was she helping you first?
No, you're good.
Sure.
Not too picky.
Orangey. And how many is in that? That 4? Is it 4 in the? Right. There you are. Yeah, man. I'll be right here. I'm gonna get my beers first. So there you go. He said he'd heard of Beards and Beers before. It's not possible. It's just started. So, 1.
The flight would be
Yeah.
34 ounces, 7 ounce cups about right over here.
I know you. You got me. Okay. Strawberry hazy cakes.
So you're doing a flight?
Yep.
You want to try the
I just
hazy
did a
cakes?
flight. I'm trying to do another flight. The
So-
flight over there. I just went over there. I haven't been over there. Tap time.
Oh. Look, I have no life.
Dragon's milk. I haven't had it before.
You want to taste it?
I don't care. I want it. Yeah, 5, 6, 2, 8, or something like whatever. How are you going to do it? 2, 5, 6, 8. I can't count.
I'm so glad with this one kicks because I have the Southern Pines White Russian.
Oh yeah, White Russian. All right, it's time to have conversation. I love it, love it, love it, love it. Here we go.
Interested in
Nothing.
You got it?
Got it. I hope so. Good Lord. I got this.
Wow.
Yeah. So you
Years
get.
ago, I worked for a beer distributor out of Fayetteville, North Carolina,
Really?
and that's when Stroh's. They first started Stroh's beer,
Stroke.
and
Never heard of that.
and so I had an account. I got paid and everything, of course, and then I had a route that I had 5 guys under me, like, you know, convenience store stuff like
Right.
that. And but at night though, we had clubs that were in my area too. So I was expected to go to these clubs, and of course I'd stand there at the bar and somebody said, "Give me a Miller." I said, "Wait a minute, how about if I buy you a beer, Stroh's Light, and it's on me, just to get them to try it."
Right.
And that was one of their selling points, to get people to try Stroh's beer. I was with them for about 8 months, and I said, I've got to quit. It's turned me into a damn alcoholic. But I'd get off work, you know, you'd work all day, but then they said, well, there's a new club, got a special going on 20 miles outside of Fayetteville. So I'd go there, introduce myself, and they'd 11, 12 o'clock at night, they're closing, and I'm going home, you know, and I thought, I can't do this forever.
Stroh's?
Huh?
The beer you were talking about.
Stroh's. Have you ever heard of it?
STROH.
STROWS, Stroh's, I
WS.
think. And I don't even know if they still make it or not. I haven't looked. But the guy I knew had a distributorship, but he had other beers too, and he just took that one on as a give me, I guess. But I can remember, what was it called, Mickey's, the 45s.
Mickey's. Yeah, Mickey's.
And in certain areas of my routes, if you know what I mean, they sold big time. I mean, you couldn't keep them there. And you go to another account 10 miles away, and they don't even want it. I mean, they say, nah, don't put it in our store. Okay. I never realized there was as much competition in beer until I got into that. And when they open a new whatever, every beer distributor sends somebody there, and they juggle back and forth who gets the first row, who gets the left to the right, the top to the bottom. And I thought, well, I never really thought of that. I just walked in and bought beer all my life. But, you know, they want it when you first look, you go see the first beer you see, and they're thinking Impulse is going to sell them beer. But, of course, I never thought I was that way. I went in with a beer in my head, and that's what I bought when I lived.
Right. So are you from Fayetteville?
Fayetteville originally, but I live in Sunset Beach.
Okay. Well, I'm Ocean Isle Beach originally and now.
The reason I even did here, my ex-wife and her mother, my ex-mother-in-law, both are ailing and can't get around. And I promised I would take them to the grocery store. I said, but I ain't gonna walk behind y'all. I bet we were here 30 minutes and they had not got past the flowers. And they look at it. I said,
aren't you glad that this shade table's here? Oh, this is the place to be.
Absolutely.
Well, you have a choice. They allow you to shop with the beer. See the little cup holder right here?
Yeah, that's true. And you can go around in the store with it.
You can.
Yeah, well, I never asked.
It's a great concept. Great concept. This is why it's a good place to be.
I remember years ago there were like laundromats, and they did that. They had a bar. You know, while you're doing your clothes, you're just sitting there. Why not sell beer? And of course, I don't know where any are at this time, but that was years ago. They probably don't do it anymore. You got to have a special license, I'm sure. But yeah, that's the only reason I'm even here is because of my exes. And as soon as I came in, like I say, 30 minutes, and I thought, I can't handle this. I said, I'm gonna come over here, and if that girl comes back, I said, I'm gonna get me a beer. She said, well, go ahead. I said, well, I am. I don't know where they're at. Probably just.
You probably barely made it past the meat set.
But I swear, my ex-mother-in-law, she's got to look at everything. I mean, we didn't come in here to buy everything. And you don't have to touch everything. You know, look at this. But she's 93.
Oh, wow.
So she's lucky to even be walking and pushing around.
Yeah.
I told them to get one of them little ride buggies, but they don't want to do that.
That would have been a good idea. She must get her exercise in then. Well, good on you.
What?
Good on you.
Well, tell me about your little promotion.
So what I do, what I'm starting actually, is the thing is just because I have a beard, I look for others with a beard or a mustache, and that's basically what it is. It's just a stranger.
Yeah.
But I mean, we have something in common. We got something in common. We both like beer. I'm gonna buy you beer. So just just to seeing how interaction between two random strangers,
ignoring each other, right next to each other, and don't strike up a conversation. But I am a talker now, and I apologize.
No. That's exactly what I like. I think.
But I'm a talker, and I will go. People say I've never met a stranger, and I kind of agree with that. I mean, I will look for a common denominator in anybody, and there's got to be a connection there if you talk long enough.
Oh, for sure.
Somehow, some way,
For sure.
Matter of fact, I have a friend of mine. He died, as a matter of fact, about 3 weeks ago, cancer. And I've known him all my life, and before he died, and before I knew he got sick, we were talking one day, and we both grew up in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and something came up about, that's in Cumberland County, and the next county is Sampson County, and there's a little town called Roseboro, North Carolina. And I mentioned to Jimmy, I said, well, where were you born at in Fayetteville? He said, I wasn't born in Fayetteville, I was born in Roseburg. I said, so was I. And it's a crossroads back in 1945, and it wasn't a hospital, it was a clinic. And everybody in that area, I guess, went to have their children delivered there.
Oh, wow.
And I couldn't believe we've known each other, like I say, 40 years and never talked about where you were born. I just assumed he was born in Fayetteville, and he assumed I was too. But then when he said Roseburg, I thought, I cannot believe that. You know, you never know. Small world, big world.
There you go. You never know unless you get a chance to meet somebody, right? So you're up there. Well, no, you're in Sunset Beach now.
Right. I've been down here since 72.
Okay.
Yeah. And been in the restaurant business for most of that time. But before 72, I worked with Marriott out of Washington, D.C. And I was with them for 8 years. And that was my first experience being in the restaurant business. And they're a good company. They treat you right. They pay you right. And they're, you know, proud to work for Marriott. And I was with them 8 years. And then my brother retired from the Air Force and said, I've got a chance to get a restaurant in Calabash, North Carolina. Will you quit Marriott and come help me run this? And he'd never been in the restaurant business. I said, I don't know. There I was at the time, married to my first wife, one child, and she pregnant, and a dog. I said, and I got to give up all my benefits to go down there. And I thought, I don't know. But I ended up doing it, and thank God I did. And it was the best move I ever made.
Where at, Calabash?
You know, Oyster Rock.
Yeah.
Okay, well that used to be called This Is It, the original Calabash restaurant. That's all it said, a neon sign.
This is it.
On the roof, it said, This Is It, the original Calabash restaurant. And me and my brother, not being from Calabash or from this area, we pissed a lot of people off because we did everything right. Mom and Daddy didn't grow up here and give you they called them cafes.
Right.
Didn't give you the restaurant. And I knew the rules and regulations, and we knew how to do it and do it right, using the highest quality you can get. People don't mind paying for it as long as it's the best you can get.
Oh, for sure.
And we did things, and I know I used to walk. We never served a dinner meal, never served a breakfast. It was dinner only. Opened at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Usually closed between 9 and 9:30. 7 days a week. And during the summer only, back then, way back then.
Wow.
And I could walk. When I turned the key to open the restaurant, we seated 164 seats, and we would fill up like that. There was that many people in line. And as soon as we filled up, the line would start again. And it stayed like that till we closed.
Oh, wow.
I'd have to take an employee and go out and get in the back of the line. And when people come up and say, I'm sorry, we're closed. I'm sorry, we're closed. I can't serve anymore. And, but I'd rather do that than try to serve and not be prepared for it. You know, you don't have enough shrimp. Cheat them something. No, don't do that. That's it. That's all we can do. But we did. We made some enemies, but we did good, and I'm proud of what we did. And then my brother, we did so good, he wanted to open one in Southport.
Okay.
So here I go to run that one. Left Calabash to run that one. And then it wasn't long, which brothers is hard to work together, and family is. So we had our disputes up and down, you know. So.
Sure.
But I gave it up. He called me later, begged me to come back. So I'd go back. But ended up, at one time we had Calabash, Southport, and Marion, South Carolina. Had a little restaurant in each one.
It's okay.
There's that 93-year-old lady I was telling you about right there. I see she can't drive worth a hoot.
I just went in there.
Are you still shopping, Bobby? Have you lost Leanna?
She went that way and I went that way.
Oh, okay. I'll be right here.
You had in 19 what?
And when I was in high school, I had a 1955 Chevrolet Coupe, turquoise and white. And of course I got married, and my new wife said, we don't want that old car, so I traded in and got a Mustang.
Oh.
Well, here recently I have gotten my old high school, not the car, but my old high school car back.
Nice.
1955 Bel Air Chevrolet, turquoise and white,
Beautiful.
and I've gotten into that, and I'm loving it. And I've met other people that have older cars.
Nice.
And matter of fact, what, a month ago, coming from North Myrtle Beach, coming over the bridge, I was in my car, and it was a lot of traffic. And I looked in my rearview mirror, and I could see a turquoise car in the rearview mirror. And I thought, that's the same color as my car. That's not a normal color these days, you know.
Right.
So I'm slowing up, and he's speeding up. We're trying to. So we finally met each other, and he's got a 1955 Chevrolet Bel Air convertible.
Ooh.
So we get down the road, and I do that number, and we pull over. We spent 2 hours talking about our cars.
There you go. Nice.
But that's what I'm into right now. I mean, I just getting too old to do anything else, I guess. But I love meeting people and talking to people, and I enjoy talking to you.
Really? I'm
I
enjoying
will.
myself.
Will you be able to tell if I click on you?
Sure. If you subscribe, I can tell.
Yeah.
You'll say your name.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It'll be Willie.
Okay, Willie.
Willie, Sunset Beach, North Carolina.
Yeah, I love it. Fridays, I'm usually here on Wednesdays, because the Wednesdays is when they have. It's just my day. Find whatever's on that rack over there for $2, and I'm good. So over there. Now Fridays they do this, and it's $4. Can't really
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Can't beat that.
All right, later.
Nice to
Thank
meet you, Willie.
If you haven't seen the last 7 days in it,
Well, no.
it's time to
Never know who you're gonna meet. It's Willie. A dude named Willie.